hear nothing.
Hey, Anthony. How's it going, Anthony? Hi, Millionaires Cove. Hi, Barry. How you doing? Hi, Ninja. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in so long, Ninja. How you doing? Welcome to the chat today. Hi, Barbara. How you guys doing? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, Fonda. How's everyone doing? It is smoldering again today. You've been getting behind. Yes, I understand, Ninja, but you got a life, man. You got a life. Let me turn this camera on. I keep forgetting to turn my camera on. Oh, wait. Kaboom, Fonda's in the room. Ain't it the truth? Oh, my goodness. And you started 8th grade. Well, congratulations, Ninja. Good for you. Hey, Auntie, we had a good old time dancing with you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Oh my goodness! But you know what? Next time I'm gonna be more prepared. I should have brought a tripod because it was hard holding that camera and holding the umbrella. And oh, you see how the camera was shaking. My husband spent a lot of that time holding the camera for me. But we had a good old time. We really did. And I'm glad we were able to take you with us. Me and my family. So yeah, we had a good time. What did y'all think of the talent? The Barkays, the Daz Band. Hi, Camille. Me and Fonda was tripping with the songs, though. Oh, my goodness. Did you guys get to come on Sunday as well? Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. Oh, you went back to school yesterday, Ninja? 8th grade. Bless your heart. That's wonderful. My grandsons, both of them, they go to 6th grade next week. Well, one goes tomorrow. The other one goes next week. Oh, yes. Hi, Brenda. Love old school concerts. I do too. I really, especially when they free. I ain't gonna lie about that. That was really a good thing. But you know, they do that every year here. Every year they have a really good lineup. Good, Ninja. Good. Middle school. You growing up, sweetheart. Growing up. I remember middle school. Well, back then they called it junior high school for me. Yep. So I'm glad. I'm sorry I didn't go live yesterday. I got stuck in traffic. For real, Anthony. I have to be careful on YouTube though, because you know YouTube be tripping with copyright. That whole weekend was demonetized for me because I had too much copywritten stuff on there. It didn't have an effect on my channel, but it would have been nice to be monetized. That last one took they took in 5.2 thousand views. I was tripping. By the end of that day, that one video took in 5.2 thousand views. I ain't never had 5.2 thousand views in one day, let alone just a couple of hours. That was crazy. That was real crazy, Millionaires Cove. But it was free. It was a free thing. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It was my gift to y'all. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money. I wanted to make sure that you guys had a good time. Most definitely. Had to make sure y'all had a good time. Oh, you're so welcome. And I've been pondering something. Uh, you've been getting into rock music, Ninja. Rock on with your bad self. Hey, I've been trying to think of things to do for members. I need a new bed because the way I was shaking around it, I'm pretty sure the frame is broken. I know you didn't do that kind of damage to you. But if you did, hey, it was well worth it. It was well worth it. Okay, heavy metal. Okay, Ninja, I see you. I see you. But I came up with an idea. And if anybody can help me do this without a whole lot of drama, I know you were Millionaire's Cove. Hey, Q Rock, how are you, sweetie? So good to see y'all. Hey, I need some technical assistance, and I think I can figure out how to do it, but I don't feel like getting on. Oh, bless your heart, Fonda. Oh, they've been mad for all the wrong reasons, all the wrong reasons. But I want to do something special for my members. And the the quickest thing I could do right off the bat is to put my book on members only. Only problem is that I already have it in um, in a playlist. Oh, you so sweet. Thank you. I already have it in a playlist with other books. Now, should I take those out and put them in a separate playlist? Or should I just take those out and put them on members only? There's 15 chapters. And I'm just wondering what the easiest way to do it would be. Because what I tried to do is I tried to make up a new playlist and just put my book in it. But it doesn't allow it to go to members only. All it does is put it on private or unlisted. And I know that there's a way to put videos on members only. So I think what I may have to do is do a um, roundabout way and just take them out, put them in the playlist, and then individually take them out and put them on members only individually on each video because I can't put a playlist on members only. Does that make any sense to y'all? I mean, it's already available anyway, but just to take it out of circulation with the public and just put it on members, I would just take it out of that playlist and put those videos on members only. I think that's what I'll do. And anybody that wants to go read the book, you just got to make sure you're reading the right chapter. Oh, I'm so sorry, Retretta. I'm so sorry you're in pain. Well, if you need to take a break, honey, I understand. I understand. I'm out on this one, Auntie. My 5-year-old great grandson is more tech savvy than me. I can make it private. I can make the individual videos private, Anthony. And then I can move them out of the playlist into members only. It's just a matter of taking them out of the playlist. You took a pain pill, Retretta? Okay. Well, you got to take care of yourself, sweetheart, honestly. Hi, Lawanda. How are you, love? So that's what I'll do. I will do that. I will have 15 videos coming to all y'all that are members, members only, chapters 1 through 15. I'm doing it cute. All the wrong things. Sorry. Oh my goodness. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed the concerts. And I hope you got a little bit of a view of what Seattle does in the summer. We had a wonderful time, though. We really did. And it was hot. Oh my God, it was hot. It was hot as fish grease. Kind of like right now, I'm cooped up in this office. But just getting it together. Getting it together. I took the boys school shopping yesterday, and we went way out past Jess's house. Oh, good, Retreader. I'm glad you did. I saw protected by God in the chat. Oh, thank you, Rose. Thank you so much. Hi, Trina. How are you? I saw protected by God in the chat over the weekend, and I was wondering if she was doing okay. But I got a chance to say hi to her. Yeah, that was a wonderful concert. Wonderful concert. And I paid the price for it too. Oh my God. My knees still hurt. But hey, when there's music like that, sometimes I just can't sit down. I got to get up and do my thing. Do my thing. Oh, goodness. I got to get some of them steps down, though. Some of them dances, some of them line dances. I, I ain't had time to practice on or go nowhere to dance or anything. So when I see them, I learn them. And if I don't learn them, I don't learn them. But I think I picked up a little bit over the weekend. Yeah. So, other than that, everything else has been pretty quiet. You know, had the concert this weekend. I was able to bring y'all with me. And like I said, 5.2 million. I mean, 1,000. Jesus. If you, oh, you did. Oh, thank you. My feet was killing me. Yes. Yes. Man. I said, let me go sit my tail down before I fall down. But it was fun. And you know that one group, the adult group, the ladies, not the drill team, but the older ladies, well, not older, at least the mid, us's. I don't know if you guys noticed the one with the real short blonde hair. Oh yes, they were Q Rock. They were real tired. There was like 6 or 7 ladies. They were dressed in these purple suits. I don't know why they put on their Sunday best. I don't know. But they did their little gig out there they usually do every year. Auntie you was singing and dancing. Yeah, we did have fun. Hi, Dawn. How are you, sweetheart? Well, that group, that the short-haired blonde woman is my son's mother-in-law. So that was family out there. Her name is Tony. Tony Bailey. That's my girl. Matter of fact, her daughter is here right now. Well, I think she went to go pick my son up from the airport. So right now I have the house to myself, I think. Yeah, nobody's here. Oh, goodness. Hold on a sec. So yeah, I got in kind of late. Too late to try to jump on and do a live. I had no content at all yesterday and I was tired. I even went by the casino, you know, when we went out there to get the school clothes. So I did all right. I didn't lose no money. So I came home just as good as I left home. Ooh, this air feels so good. So anyway, again, I couldn't go live yesterday, not after sitting in all that traffic. But I'm here today, and I'm not gonna hold you long. Not gonna hold you long. Hi Nadine, how's it going? Hi Marzella, how are you, sweetheart? I thought I would touch on some. I've been looking at MREC TV today. Shout out to MREC TV. He's one of the few content creators that I really watch. I haven't really watched him a lot lately. Um, Generally, I watch like Ticket TV. Um, I look at Tisa Tells sometimes. Um, I go to Lady Letitia's a lot and go over there and sit with her sometimes. I like watching Danny Robertson. Who else? There's a lot of bigger ones that I watch. And I just happened to catch MREC TV today. He was talking about a comedian that passed away. And I recognized the name and I pulled his name up. His name is Reggie Carroll. And I remember him. I guess he did a few cameos on Monique's show. The one where she was the mom and she had the daughter and she was in love with the professor. And then there was another one that she did. Hi, Renee Hardrick. See you tonight. I got you on the big TV. Hello, Renee. Good to see you, Renee. I'm on the big TV. Hello, Renee. Oh my God. Remember when we had VCRs? We didn't say VCRs, we just said VCRs. And if you wanted to record something on TV, you would click that button, and then suddenly you had something that was on TV on a VCR tape. Them days is over with. I miss my VCR. Shot 5 times by someone on that was connected to the other. Yes, yes, LaWanda. That's what we gonna talk about tonight. That's what we gonna talk about tonight. Because there's some stories that are not quite jiving with one another. Oh boy, I think hubby's home. Or maybe not. That might be my son. Oh, yeah. Okay, LaWanda, so he was arrested? Because I'm going to call the name. I'm going to call the names. The names shall be named. Uh, Apparently, it was allegedly happened in his house. Oh, hey, baby, it's you. Hi, you still on the road? Well, somebody just went ding, ding, ding and came in the house, so it must be Bug. Fonda, Katt Williams. This gentleman, Reggie Carroll, was on tour with Katt Williams. Yes, he was not there though. But here's the thing. Allegedly, it happened at his house. But the stories keep changing. One minute it was on the street somewhere. Another minute it happened at a club. You know, Auntie, can we talk about the baby Emmanuel Haro tomorrow? You got to fill me in on that, Barbara. Send me an email about it. Huh? Oh, thank you, Marcella, for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate you. Yes, Barbara, we can talk about that tomorrow. Let me put this up on the screen. Thank you, Marcella. McGold 2008. You Marcella to me, though. Thank you. So yeah, you may have to update me on that one, Barbara, because I haven't heard about that baby. Emmanuel Haro. Huh. Fill me in on that. And we can talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, this situation with the comedian, um, what's his name? MREC TV went to someone over at Big TV 2. Big, I'm sorry, Forgotten Kings 2.0 TV. I saw on another creator's page that it was at his home, and many folks are calling him out because he has not made a statement yet, but always call out everyone. That's the thing that they're talking about, LaWanda. And Monique hasn't said anything either. It's very strange. Now, I understand it's an ongoing investigation. I get that. But still, no condolences to the family, no acknowledgments, no nothing. Just silence. Silence ain't always golden. So I don't know what's going on. I do know that they've caught the culprit. Apparently, this person used to do security for Katt. So, I was listening to Emrek. I was listening to his live. Okay, it's about the mother claiming she was knocked out and someone took her 7-month-old baby. Now the parents are in jail and charged officially today for. Oh no. Oh, I'm going to have to look into that, love. Definitely. I haven't heard that story. I'll look into that tonight so I can be prepared for it. That's right, retread of silence ain't golden all the time. It just looks real, it looks bad, and it looks real funny, and it makes you wonder what really went down. The fact that they say that they found him on the street. And if you look up that particular area, wait, South Southhaven, Mississippi. Most people figure they hear about a black person, a black comedian, a black anybody being unalived, a black person, period. They just figure it was in the black community. Well, this happened in a affluent white community where they don't have any kind of issues like that happening in their neighborhood at all. you know. And this is where that happened. Come to find out, that's apparently where Katt lives. So that tells the tale right there in terms of why. Did it happen there? Hi, honey. The real one's in the house. Hello, sweetie. Haven't seen you in so long. Yes. You know what, Millionaire's Code? That is so true. It seems like all of our people are dying under suspicion. No one really caring anymore about one another. Absolutely. Or not caring. They want to carry the story, you know. Auntie, it is bad. Another cover up. Mississippi is a don't go there place for me. Thank you. I'm with you on that one. Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear you were really sick. Are you okay now? Hello, Valerie Curry. How are you? I'm seeing a lot of people coming from the past. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to have you. So glad to have you. Norvis. Hello, Norvis Parker. I'm glad to know you're doing better, real one. One real one. AKA honey. That's honey right there. Oh, I think I hear my son. Hold on just a second. Buggy. His nickname was Junebug as a baby, so I call him Buggy. Buggy, is that you? He may not be able to hear me. AKA honey, honey, honey. Oh boy. But yeah, this story is man, it's just weird. It's really weird because you don't hear about these kinds of things taking place. Oh, thank you, my love. I haven't forgotten about you either, sweetheart. Are you keeping in touch with Black and Mama Cricket? I hope they're well. I've seen Black around a little bit. I saw him on his birthday, so I'm sure that they're doing well. But yeah, this situation, it just looks really strange. Like I said, the suspect that they have in custody. Okay, you see him sometimes. Okay, I I just thought it sounded strange. It was in Katt Williams' neighborhood. Then it was found to have been. It said it's allegedly. They're alleging that it happened in Katt's home. And if this happened in Katt's home, why are you silent? You're the truth teller, right? No, I didn't real one, but Barbara she just clued me in about it. So, excuse me, so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Unless maybe you said it's on YouTube. Let me see if I can find something about it. Let me see if I can find something about it. Yes, Brenda, I agree. Too many of our black men are being unalived behind dumb stuff. Okay, Haro. They don't have anything in here about the Haro baby. Oh, oh, I found something on NBCLA. This was updated 21 minutes ago. I can show this one. You know what, Barbara? That crossed my mind. That crossed my mind. Maybe someone is trying to set him up for speaking too much. Wow. Well, I found a video on Emmanuel Haro. Wow. Check this out. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. Just jumped on to check in, heading for bed. Okay, Norbis. Well, you're free to stay if you don't feel like jumping into bed yet. I'm going to pull this thing up about. Yeah, I'm going to pull this first one up. This one was updated 21 minutes ago. So let me add this to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. The arrest comes 1 week after the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro said he was kidnapped. NBC4's Amber Frias joins us live from Cabazon outside the parents' home where they were just arrested. Amber, and I'm seeing that yellow tape behind you there.
Hey, Annabelle, yeah, the street is still blocked off because investigators are still here at the home of the parents investigating. It appears the sheriff's department now walking in with who we may believe is the parents' attorney. But a lot of police activity out here still this morning. There are also a lot of community members out here who have been following the case since the very start. They tell us they're happy the baby seems to be getting some justice, but they're also really sad to what this could mean. Now, here is what we know. The arrest happened this morning here at the home of both parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro. They both have been arrested for murder. This is happening 8 days after they reported 7-month-old Emmanuel was kidnapped from outside a Big Five store in Yucaipa. Soon after that report, the sheriff's department said the parents stopped cooperating with investigators. They also seized the baby's father's, Jake Haro's car this week. And we learned through court documents that Jake had a prior child abuse conviction. Now, we've tried multiple times up until now to get in touch with the parents and their attorney, but have not been able to. And we have been following this case, as you know, from the very start. And we will stay out here today until we find out more information. And we'll bring you those new details as soon as they become available. But for now, reporting live from Cabazon, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
Wow.
The parents of a missing.
That's crazy. Here, let me pull that up again. There's another video right after it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's go top news. Jesus. Let me see. Okay. There's one here on Court TV. Would you guys like to look at the one on Court TV and critique that? Put a 1 in the chat. Or would you like to see the one, interviews with Emmanuel Haro's parents? Yeah, this one, it was done 4 hours ago. I'm going to go ahead and play this one. I think this is where they arrested them. This is crazy business. Look at this baby. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Let me share the screen with you. Okay. Let's go with this one.
At first, his mother had claimed a man attacked her outside of a store while she was changing Emmanuel's diaper and then knocked her unconscious.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him. Make sure you feed him, change him. Please.
Emmanuel's father joining police in the search on Sunday, but so far no sign of Emmanuel. People in the community shaken by this news and that the parents are now suspects. Joining us now, trial attorney and Northwestern law professor Andrew Stoltman. What a tragic and horrible case this is, now knowing that police believe this little boy did not survive whatever he endured. What evidentiary details will likely be part of this initial court appearance today?
Does this baby have Down syndrome or something of that nature? I couldn't tell. Hi, CD Culture Drive. What was he? Was there did he have a disability of some kind at birth? Because this is the first I'm hearing about this. Okay. Then they keep saying he is a happy baby, but the baby to me looks terrified and as if he has been shaken really bad, never smiling. The baby was born healthy? Oh my goodness. Hi, Jess. How are you, love? I started to stop by your house last night on the way home, but it was I figured you were probably still working, so I kept going home. Oh my God, that is crazy. Let me start this again. I mean, I'm not going to start it over, but this is just awful.
Today.
Probably not too much today is going to be laid out. I think at a minimum right now, they have inconsistent statements by the parents, stuff that really just doesn't make a lot of sense. The police, of course, are still actively looking for the body. That will reveal a whole heck of a lot with respect to what happened to this poor soul. But what a tragic case all the way around. When you see those interviews from the parents, it's just disgusting. It's repugnant. It's so sad.
And I'm wondering, Andrew, if those pleas for help from the...
Okay, what is up with that black eye of hers? Who did that? Shaken baby syndrome also was not taken to pediatrician, no vaccines, nothing. Oh my goodness. He do kind of look like he got something going on in his eyes. That mugshot. He could have developed a disability from being abused. The father abused his 10-week-old daughter and left her disabled in 2018. So he's done this before? Whoa, wait a minute. Barbara says he could have developed a disability from being abused. The father abused his 10-week-old daughter and left her disabled in 2018. That is crazy. Oh my God. I was going to say that, Barbara. Somebody dotted that I. Wow. This is amazingly ridiculous. These people that do this to a child, boy, I know God is merciful. But some things, I'm sorry, I can't get with it. That's how I know I am not God. Straight directly to hell. Oh my God. But this wife here, is that the wife next to him? Boy, he dotted that I, didn't he? Good grief. Okay, now I'm pissed.
Public to find Emmanuel. The statements from the parents may come back to haunt them in court.
Oh, absolutely. Look, California has a moratorium on the death penalty, but these are the sorts of cases where you impose it. You have a child, you have the parents lying with the crocodile tears. And look, we don't know precisely what happened, but what we do know is the father has a 2018 conviction for wanton and willful cruelty to a child. I don't think these are particularly good human beings. I think they're going to try real hard to find that body. I think the body will tell us so much more with respect to what happened.
It makes you wonder why this child was in their custody to begin with. Certainly the father with that kind of criminal background. I'm wondering, with that criminal past and what we know about that now, is that enough for probable cause in a case like this?
Don't think it is. I think we are still seeing a really active investigation. I know the police are looking at as many video surveillance camera angles as they can. The mother had such a ridiculous story that didn't pass the red face test. She, of course, claimed that she got hit over the head and was rendered unconscious. Good news is now most of these businesses have video cameras. There are Ring cameras, possible cell phone video. They are still very clearly piecing this case together. I'll tell you one other thing, too. I think that the police, by charging both of them, are hoping that one parent flips and provides testimony against the other parent. It's a real common tactic that prosecutors and police use. I think that's what we're seeing here.
I don't think you're going to find a lot of sympathy for either parent, but in this case, Andrew, the mother has a black eye. If she is the victim of domestic violence and was coerced somehow to say certain things, how does that play in court?
Absolutely. And if I'm her defense attorney, that's likely the angle that I am pursuing. She's going to portray herself as a victim. She's going to blame the husband. And we don't know what happened, but police will be very interested in hearing what they both have to say. I have a feeling, if you put a gun to my head, that would be my guess with respect to what's going to happen. And, we'll see.
Yeah, what a tragic case. Andrew Stoltman, thank you for your time on this one. Also,
thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact.
Wow. Let me see if I can find another one. This is 22 hours ago. The search for baby Emmanuel. So I take this baby has not been found yet, correct? That's right. They gonna get him when they hit prison walls. He should have got his already, beating that last child. I'm not understanding why he's out to let it happen again. Yeah, this is the first I've heard about it. You done changed your name, CD Culture. Crystal. This is the first I've heard about it. Wow. He's blaming his wife, but he's the one that's got the record for doing this before. Okay, let me see. I wonder if the interview with the parents will be in the search for baby Emmanuel video. He only did one day. Golly. Okay, let me play this. This is a shame.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to another edition of Crime Time with Duty Ron and Ed Wallace. You know the deal. We're retired New York City police detectives. And if you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get all things Duty Ron and Ed Wallace when he's available, when we go live or upload another video. Tonight, the search for baby Emmanuel.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go refill my tea, but I'm going to play this for you while I go get my tea. So I'll be right back. But you go ahead and watch the video.
We saw the search groups out on Sunday. That was just yesterday. And today there was no searching. Jake Haro, the monster, he don't even like to refer to him as a father. He's an evil demon. Jake and Rebecca are arrested and in jail right now. We saw Jake. He was brought out by the county sheriffs, by the Riverside County sheriffs, and also they're both. It's a combination of two different counties, Riverside County and also the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. It was a huge contingent searching for Emmanuel's remains. It was negative results, but tonight we're going to get into the canine experts. We have Brian, who has been a guest on the show with Oklahoma Search and Rescue, and Dave Rader, the director of EquiSearch Midwest. We're going to go into what it takes to do a massive search, as we saw yesterday. But a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, the moderators, replay viewers. Ed and I, we love the replay viewers. And again, we're going to get into some education tonight on how these cadaver dogs, what they do, what their capabilities are, and what are some of the challenges when you search out in a mountainous area like what we saw yesterday. So let's take a listen to this and we'll be right back with you.
Right now at 11, new developments in the case of baby Emmanuel. His father seen in a prisoner jumpsuit today, helping detectives search through a field in Riverside County. As both parents...
Let me just say the father did not help in the search. The father was there. The monster was there to direct them to where they dumped this baby. So I just want to correct these reports. And I know reporters have a job to do, and I get it. They have to make it sound nice. But make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this monster, this evil demon did not help search for the very baby that he murdered, his son. He did not help. So let's get that straight.
Field in Riverside County, as both parents remain in custody on suspicion of murder. I'm Kathy Farah.
And I'm Jonathan Gonzalez. Those new developments today drawing search teams and investigators as well as cadaver dogs to the scene there. There has been a widely publicized search across the Inland Empire since Emmanuel's parents claimed the 7-month-old was kidnapped in Yucaipa on August 14th.
From there, detectives say their story fell apart, arresting the parents at their home in Cabazon on Friday.
And then today, search and rescue crews were seen looking for the remains of the missing infant.
NBC4's Tracy Leon live in San Bernardino County with an update on the search. Tracy?
Yeah, Kathy and Jonathan, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department led the search and rescue operation earlier today in Moreno Valley. They were not able to locate Emmanuel Haro, and at this point, they do not believe he is alive, and they say their search and their investigation will continue until they find the baby's remains. Search and rescue teams spent hours combing through rugged terrain along the 60 westbound freeway near Gilman Springs Road in Moreno Valley Sunday afternoon, looking for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The baby's father, Jake Haro, was also at the location with detectives.
In my experience, when somebody is being let out and being escorted to a particular area to look for a body who has been unaccounted for, and they believe is a victim of a murder, that tells me that the person is sharing enough information. Private investigator Moses Castillo investigated.
I want to just piggyback off of what retired LAPD Detective Moses Castillo said here. This perp, this monster, Jake Haro, he is separated from his wife, Rebecca. So there's a chance here, ladies and gentlemen, there's a chance that he is telling investigators that the wife did it. You know, that pointing the finger at each other.
Oh, Lord.
There's a chance that he is telling them that, listen, my wife killed the baby. This is where she dumped him. This is what she told me. It could be something as sinister as that, or it could be something as simple as, hey, he wants to maybe get some leniency, because as we know in his previous charges of torturing and brutally assaulting his daughter. He received a slap on the wrist, 6 months. So maybe for cooperation, they promised him something. There's those two possibilities. And there's also a third possibility that he was trying to clear his conscience, which I doubt. I doubt that. But that could be one of three possibilities of why he went out there. I think the first one is a little bit more up his alley, is that he pointed the finger at Rebecca and said she was the one who murdered the baby, not me. She did it.
Wow.
Private investigator Moses Castillo investigated crimes against children during his more than 30-year career with the LAPD.
If it's true that the body was dumped somewhere in the fields, by now with the hot weather and the length of time, the body is decomposing and it's going to be in very bad condition. But we could still do an autopsy and try to determine the manner and cause of death. If there's some abusive head trauma, they'll be able to see that.
Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were arrested Friday on suspicion of murder. Officials believe the 7-month-old is dead and his reported kidnapping did not happen. Emmanuel was first reported missing August 14th. His mother, Rebecca, told investigators she was attacked at the Big Five in Yucaipa and someone took her baby.
And again, they reported him August 14th. This baby could have been murdered days before that, a week before it. We don't know. All I know is the story on August 14th was bullshit. And I'm sure that it didn't just happen on that day. So we could be looking at a time frame of much further in the past. I don't know how long. And Susan King, she says the young boy at 12 years old who needed the mouthpiece at the game, he lives with the mother and he could tell police when he last saw Emmanuel. You can bet your bottom dollar that he was talked to, through social workers, through detectives. The young boy was interviewed.
If you get stuck on the melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started, Output's co-producer is very dope. They make.
After deputies confronted her about inconsistencies in the story, both parents stopped cooperating with investigators. According to law enforcement, Jake was convicted in 2021 for cruelty to a child and in 2024 for being a felon in possession of a handgun. Jake's car was also recently seized by law enforcement. Castillo expects law enforcement to be back in the same search area tomorrow to thoroughly scour the area to ensure they didn't miss anything.
Give him
Now, let me get this straight. The father didn't go and help look for this baby, am I right? Or is it both of them? Because I'm sorry, as a mother, if that was my baby, I'd be out there in them bushes just like everybody else. The father, he should be out there too. So are y'all telling me that neither one of them went out there searching for this baby? Is that the case? Put a 1 in the chat if they looked for their baby with the search people. There was a report that they called the store prior to this to ask if they had ask if they had cameras because their car was broken into prior. They wanted to make sure they weren't caught on camera. I think they did it together. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I'm just now hearing it. But they both are looking real suspect. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Decency of a funeral or a resting place for him, because no child should ever endure something like this. So my heart goes out to Emmanuel and everybody impacted by this.
Amen to that. And that's a true sign of a retired police detective. So, hey, without further ado, we have Dave Rader, the director of EquiSearch Midwest. He's joining us to talk about the search. And we also have Brian Smith, Oklahoma Search and Rescue. He's going to be joining us as well. So without further ado, Dave, Brian, thank you for being here, guys. And Brian, I know
Thanks
I
for
screwed
having
it up. You can correct me on the organization. I said search and rescue.
they
It's
were
something
already
else, right?
arrested.
It's Oklahoma City Metro Search and Rescue.
Thank you. Thank you. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for taking out the time to educate our audience with the experience that you have, Brian, and the many, many years of experience that both of you have in searching for the missing. I thought this was a great opportunity to talk about Emmanuel, a young 7 to 9 month old baby who stands about 2 feet, a couple of inches tall, and somewhere between 17 to 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds. If in fact, Dave, the parents, one or the other or both, discarded this child in that location for this many days, we're talking about extreme temperatures. We're talking indigent wildlife, things like wild turkey vultures, reptiles, birds, spiders, rattlesnakes, mountain lions, bobcats, coyotes, mule deer, wild donkeys. Dave, your thoughts?
Again, TikTok is they were on the clock, and just like you had said before, we really don't. We're going off of what was told by the father. So on the 14th, this could be a week before, 2 weeks before, prior. Who knows at this point in time? The only thing we can go off of is it's been about 2 weeks, and in those, with the size of this baby, that's at its biggest point. So you don't know on how condensed a body can actually be. So that 2 foot could be cut in half easily.
This is
so this when I seen this in the news and I was kind of doing my background on it and everything. And Brian, I think that you're going to agree with me on this, is that it almost reminds me of Joe Clyde Daniels in Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Where the father of an autistic child went out and told him right where he was. And Brian was on the search with us in Tennessee. And the massive undertaking, that's where we had 500 people on McElhaney Road, covering a 3-mile road that was well orchestrated. It takes a lot of manpower to do this. It takes a lot of thought process, a lot of went into this search. But that's exactly what this reminded me of, is that the father took him out to McElhaney Road, and we threw 500 people at it for a couple of days with dogs and hell, we threw in a kitchen sink, and that child was not there. So again, he could be misleading. Again, it's just a sad case any way you look at it. They just think that these children that have problems or deficiencies or whatever, that they're just disposable, and people, we need to wake up and hold these people more accountable, or else this is going to continue.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dave, I talked with Brian on the phone today just for a few minutes, and he immediately mentioned Joe Clyde Daniels. He went missing April 4th of 2018. His father was charged in jail, in prison as we speak. And from conversation with Brian, the Innocence Project is looking to spring him out, looking at inconsistencies in the prosecution's case and so forth. But yes, this case does ring true to a similar situation. It's just that here we have a husband and wife, two very bad people who have, the husband has a bad criminal record, crimes against his own flesh and blood. His daughter has 3% brain function, broke several of the ribs. He fractured her skull, broke her legs, and he claimed to the police that she fell in the sink while he was giving her a bath. And this is at 10 weeks old. In 2018, he received, 2023, a sentence of 6 months and a slap on the wrist with some community service and some child parenting programs, and the state of California deemed him to be a productive person to put back into society. Fast forward to 2025,
You're
we
right,
have
Barbara.
a dead 7 to 9 month old baby. We don't even know how old
Wow.
Emmanuel is. Some say he's 7 months, some say he's 9 months. So we haven't had the details. But Brian, I wanted to go to you quickly to talk about this search. And it's confirmed, they use cadaver dogs. Quite a few of them were on the scene. And there was a lot of reporters, news reporters from different outlets. But there was one person in particular that went down there on the Tierra, I believe was a TikTok account. And he actually stuck the microphone in the search and rescue. I believe it was the San Bernardino search and rescue. They're attached to the police department, Brian. And he asked one of the girls if that was a cadaver dog. And she didn't answer him. The actual dog handler didn't answer him. But the person behind him said yes, answered yes. Looking at this location, given the mountainous terrain and so forth, what are some of the challenges that cadaver dogs have in finding the remains of a little small 7 to 9 month old baby, Brian?
Wow. Absolutely. The biggest challenge is odor movement. Most cadaver dog handlers study scent theory, and scent theory tells us that odor moves and behaves in unusual ways. Things that you wouldn't normally expect. You think, oh, well, it's coming from over there. I smell it. But that's not necessarily always the case. Odor can move up. It's called chimney, and it can move up through the trees and then catch a breeze and drop down on the ground 20, 30, 40, even 100 yards away. So where you're smelling it over here, it's actually coming from way over there.
Wow.
So that's the biggest challenge. And with the hills and the valleys and the terrain changes, in the morning, odor can go downhill, and in the afternoons, the odor may move uphill. And it's always a challenge for a canine handler to put their dog in the best position to make the find. And so understanding scent theory is a big part of that.
If you're here in Seattle and are looking for a solution to cool your home, then this is hands down the system you need to be looking at. It's a heat pump.
Yeah, 100%. Brian, I also want people to know
thank you,
that
Renee. Thank
this
you.
is what you do. Can you please just give some of the folks that are new in the chat, because we have quite a few new subscribers since last.
Kathy says, Barbara Weaver, right. Not only that, they over here in my neighborhood. Ain't that a blip? Barbara says, they said they tried to buy some kind of saw and lie. The cops found large amounts of blood on the floorboard. In their house, Barbara? Holy cow. Huh. That is horrific. Oh my God. They also threw away all the baby's clothes and pictures. Why would you do that if this... Let me shut up. These people are off their rocker.
Time you came on, just give the audience a little bit of your background and your expertise. And you have a cadaver dog and you have other dogs. I see them in the background. They're all over the place. So just give the audience a little bit of your background, how long you've been doing this, and what are you doing?
So I've been doing search and rescue now
Guilty
for 11
people,
years.
Don, that's who do that.
And a big part of what we do is more search and recovery than it is search and rescue, just simply because we don't get involved in these cases until after the fact. And that's just the way it is. In Oklahoma, we don't have huge wilderness areas where people get hopelessly lost when they're hiking. So most of the time, our missing persons are autistic children, seniors with dementia. We get the occasional lost hiker, but, and then we get a lot of just, missing person searches that we don't know why they went missing. They just disappeared, and maybe they're suicidal, or maybe they're, have mental challenges. There's a lot of different reasons why people can go missing, but we don't get the opportunity to do a lot of the live rescues like you see in Colorado and New Mexico, even next door in Arkansas,
right.
Where they have those big wilderness areas where people can get lost, and then search and rescue comes in and finds them out on the trail.
Right. Well, we thank you for what you do. I mean, it's God's work as far as I'm concerned, and it's all volunteer work, right?
Correct.
You guys aren't getting paid for this stuff. So it's important that people support these search and rescue groups. And just so everybody knows, and Dave, I know you know this, the San Bernardino County Search and Rescue that was out there, they are majority all volunteers. They're not getting paid. So that search and rescue that we saw out on Sunday, searching for baby Emmanuel, they are not paid. They work outside of, through the arm of the San Bernardino County Sheriff, but they're volunteers. I went to the website and I checked it out. Yes, we know that Jake, the monster Jake Haro, did assault his 10-week-old daughter in 2018. That's monstrous in and itself. The real travesty of justice is that the state of California allowed this monster to re-enter society to further commit more crimes against his own. And it's just a miracle that his other children that was in his custody, and the other aunts, the other nieces and nephews that he may or may not have been around, they too were in danger of being around this monster. Brian, I want you to look at this, and Dave also, the terrain. This is a short little video. I'm not going to put any audio to it, but this is the mountainous terrain, and then I'll come back to you guys after we look at this, that they had to search for baby Emmanuel. I mean, that's overwhelming when you look at that, and you look at when that camera pans out. Again, this is the spot where my cursor is where all the search activity was, up and down and around this valley. But I want to go to you, Dave, on that search area, the difficulties, some of the challenges that ground searchers would come into play here. If like Search Midwest was on it, just give the audience a little bit of what would go into that and how difficult or how easy would it be.
So again, it looks very impressive. It looks overwhelming. But if you look at just the average Joe, they're only going to be able to get to certain specific areas. So like the real tall peaks of these mountains and the tops of these things, you can kind of rule that out. So basically, if I was doing the search, I would be concentrating on the flat pieces. I would be anything that would be accessible to a small car, SUV, 4x4, and then those would be my hot spots because again, he's not going to work at this. He's wanting to get rid of this as fast as he possibly can without being detected, not staying in the area too long. It's a dump and go. And then, again, it sounds like he may have maybe done this, thought this out. So again, now that plays into it. So if it's something that is like right now, like it just happened, a no shit moment, then they're not going to go too far into this. Now, don't know if he thought this thing out and planned this out. Did he go and pre-dig an area? And when this was done, then all he had to do was go, drop it in, cover it up, and go. So there's a lot of things that we're not being told in as we're not going to learn. But there's a lot of working pieces behind the scenes. But as far as from a search perspective, drones number one. I would have used the technology that we have from Shane through that you can tell if a piece of ground has been disturbed. That would take a lot of the equation out of this for ground pounders. Use your technology first and then go into it as a secondary, and then throw in the dogs as your third choice. That way you've hit this damn thing with everything that you've got. So when you leave there, you feel pretty comfortable that you haven't missed a thing.
Yeah, like you always say, you want to throw the kitchen sink at it. Brian, again, there was multiple cadaver dogs there. I did see many different angles with different news shots, and it seemed like there was a lot more, obviously, ground searchers than there were the dogs. But talk about the cadaver dogs and what their capabilities are as it pertains to this search. We're looking for a 7 to 9 month old baby that may have been discarded more than 2 weeks ago. They reported August 14th. It's now the 25th. They were out there on the 24th. So, just, go with what you have there and that terrain. How would they go about this? What's the procedure? How does this go in a search like this? Everybody wants to know, Brian.
Sure. So the main thing with bringing the dogs in is the dogs are able to cover a lot of ground a lot faster than human ground searchers can, especially if it's terrain that's hard to see, difficult visibility, lots of scrub, lots of brush, lots of trees. Those dogs are able to detect and move through those areas a lot quicker. And then obviously the dog's nose, I mean, that's why we bring them in. A dog's nose is 10,000 times more powerful than a human's nose. And not only that, a dog smells in stereo. So when a dog it takes odor into their nose, they can determine if it's coming from the right nostril or the left nostril.
Amazing.
And direction and change and work to that area. Dogs.
Here's without.
Oh,
with everything I added from
First thing, do what we call working the scent cone. And so they're walking in the odor until there is no odor. Then they'll turn around and go back through the scent cone, and they work those negatives like, okay, there's nothing here. Let's go back. There's nothing here. Let's go back until they can narrow that cone down to the point or the origin or the source of the odor.
Now, Brian, I have to ask you this, and there may or may not be a definitive answer. And I know this question is on the hearts and on the minds of all who are following this, whether it's somebody in the United States or outside the country, because this is an international case. They searched all day yesterday on Sunday. They didn't go back, at least known to us, to this location, because news reporters are following this. You know how they do it. If the cadaver dogs did not pick up any sense where Jake Haro told them he disposed of baby Emmanuel, and the cadaver dogs went out there into that particular area, what's the percentage of definitive, is it 100%? Is it 50%? I mean, I know you probably can't put a percentage on it, but how good are these dogs at clearing an area that they went in for hours yesterday and they said nothing? They found no sign of human remains, like no blood scent, no human remain scent. How good are they, Brian?
So they're real good. And here's the thing. What you're talking about is a terminology that we use called probability of detection. So what's the probability of detection? When we search this area, what's the probability that if the target we're looking for is in the area, what's the probability percentage that we would have found it? And I can tell you right now, 50% or below is pretty common, pretty average for a probability of detection. In order to get something higher, up into the 70s, up into the 80s, actually requires multiple searches over multiple different operational periods.
Benjamin, this is about that baby in California where the parents reported him as being kidnapped. And apparently they are now in jail. It's a mess. I'm just playing some video because I had no idea. I didn't hear anything about it. This is sad. It's very sad.
So, when they say that, they didn't find anything, what they're actually saying is their dogs had no behavior change. So when you're searching with your canine, the job of the canine handler is to read the dog's behavior. For example, my dog, I know when she gets an odor, she has a very, very distinct behavior change. She slows down. She stops moving fast. When she's searching, she's going. When she slows down, that's an indication that she might be in odor. When she's searching, her tail flies like a flag. It's up and she's having a good time. When she gets in odor, that tail drops and starts hanging low. And then her third tail is her ears. If something has piqued her interest, her ears normally lay down, but when she's interested in something, the ears go up. And so, that's how we can tell, like, okay, my dog's behavior is indicating that she's got odor. And that's when we work to bring the dog to the source of the odor. So in searches, like we did a search over the weekend, and every area that I put my dog in, her behavior never changed. And what that tells me is, there's no sign of the person that we're looking for in the area that we were searching.
Now, Brian, you said multiple searches at different times. Now, there were multiple dogs at that location, cadaver dogs. I saw 2 or 3, but that's just from news reports, so there could have been more. Do they do these in shifts? Because people want to know about that as well. Isn't it true that there's only a certain amount of time that you can get from a working dog to go out there? You've got heat. You've got in the wildlife where you got to watch about snakes. But definitely the heat has to take a toll on them. You're the expert. I'm just asking the questions.
Absolutely. Heat is a factor. Terrain is a factor. If there's a lot of elevation change, that's going to wear your dog out faster. And then the other thing that people don't realize is scent work is very taxing on the dog's brain. When they're out there, she's evaluating every odor that she comes across. And the way I explain it to people is,
I hate these videos.
The easiest way to explain it is when you go into the house and grandma's got a pot of beans on the stove, what you smell is the conglomeration of odors that is the pot of beans. You can't detect, grandma put ham in the beans just from the smell. You can't say, grandma put too much oregano in the beans just from the smell. A dog can do that. A dog can take a conglomerated odor, many odors, and separate that odor into multiple scent pictures and say, okay, that's not a target. That's not a target. That's not a target. That is a target. And that's what we do is we work hard to imprint these dogs on target odors. And for a cadaver dog, that's going to be human tissue, blood, bone, hair, teeth, skin, whatever we can get.
Biological matter. That's an interesting statement that you made there, and obviously a true one. But many times, and again, I'm sorry for anyone who suffers from PTSD. A little bit of a difficult conversation to have here, but many times when these monsters who murder their own children or just murder somebody, significant other, they will discard them like garbage, and they will discard them amongst garbage in garbage containers. We see people go to different large communities where multiple people are taking their garbage, and they figure, mix in, no dog will be able to detect it because garbage does smell awful when, meat and chicken and all different, things that are discarded in today's garbage. These dogs can detect the difference, as you were just saying about grandma's special sauce and something cooking on the pot. They can detect the difference between human smell, human odor, decomposing human odor, and garbage or anything else, correct?
If the dog is trained properly, absolutely. That's what we call proofing. So one of the things we do is we proof our dogs off of common distractions that you might find. In other words, we'll have a dead animal in our training area along with human remains in the training area. So when we're working the dog, we want to make sure that the dog ignores the animal remains. And if they do show any interest, we give them a leave it command. That's not it. You know, for the dog, when I say leave it, dog knows, okay, that's not my target. And they keep moving. We do that with food, hot dogs, old rotten pork chops, old animal bones, decomposing animal carcasses. We even go as far as to proof our dogs off of menstrual blood, because we don't want our dogs, if you're ever in a search for blood, you don't want your dog to alert on menstrual blood, especially if in a situation like you might be searching in the garbage. You're going to come across menstrual blood in the garbage, and you don't want your dog alerting to that. You want your dog to alerting to pre and post-mortem blood only.
That's fascinating, and I appreciate the education, Brian. Chaos Divers, great friend. Thank you, Jacob, for the 10. I absolutely love Jacob's words and support Duty Ron. Thank you for bringing these cases to light. I appreciate you. Hey, we appreciate what you do. And I know, Dave, you know Jacob. I think he was the recipient of the Waters vote, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great to see you, Jacob and Lindsay. Hope you guys are doing well and stay safe out there. You know, Brian, it's fascinating the amount of training that goes into a cadaver dog. And I know training is always ongoing because I talked to many canine handlers across the country, and we had NYPD had their own canine unit, and the training never ends. It's ongoing and active all the time, correct?
Correct. In our circles, the circles that I, came up in the canine training world, is 16 hours a month at a minimum.
Wow.
That's at a minimum. As for me and my dog, we train about 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow. It's just to keep up and keep them sharp. So it's great to know. A lot of people in the chat, let us know in the chat if you were aware of this. Some people may be aware of it. Some people may not be aware of it. I see a lot of oohs and ahs in the chat. Hey, guys, let us know. Did you know that this type of training goes on with the cadaver?
Good night, Retretta. You have a good night, sweetheart. Yeah, I agree, Benjamin. That baby was primed for adoption. Why do this? This is sad. This just goes to show where this world is leading to. It's sick. I'm going to let this play for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to end the live. We can pick this up tomorrow with any updates.
Dogs and different various search dogs. There's all different types, Brian, and I'm going to go into that with you in a minute. But Dave, I wanted to play this little clip and then go to you, because this is going to show some of the searchers, and I want you to not maybe it'll be a little critiquing from an expert's point of view on the search that we saw on Sunday. And don't forget, Dave and Brian, the search that we did see was what the news provided to us. It was not indicative of what the entire totality of all of the search. I think it went on for a great part of the day. They had to call it, obviously, when it starts to, they lose daylight, and for, safety purposes. So again, this is a small tidbit, but I want to take a peek at it.
Now at 11, new developments in the case of baby Emmanuel. His father seen in a prisoner jumpsuit today, helping detectives search through a field in Riverside County as both parents remain in custody on suspicion of murder. I'm Kathy Barra.
And I'm Jonathan Gonzalez. Those new developments today drawing search teams and investigators as well as cadaver dogs to the scene there. There has been a widely publicized search across the Inland Empire since Emmanuel's parents claimed the 7-month-old was kidnapped in Yucaipa on August 14th.
From there, detectives say their story fell apart, arresting the parents at their home in...
Isn't that sick? This is giving me a stomach ache watching this. Just the thought of this set of parents letting this go this far. And you know what? You're right, Renee. They say once you smell an unalived human, you will never forget the smell. And I have heard this over and over and over again. Hi, Thay. How are you, my love? I miss you too, sweetheart. This is sick. This is very, very sick. And the fact that this isn't the first time. Kathy says in California, when it comes to elderly, children, dogs, and cats, they don't mess around when it comes to them. I see. This is crazy business.
Cabazon on Friday.
And then today, search and rescue crews were seen looking for the remains of the missing infant.
NBC4's Tracy Leon live in San Bernardino County with an update on the search. Tracy?
I can't believe today is the first day of school for my boys. This year, the boys are going to a new school. And when I say new, girl, I mean brand new. The building was literally just...
Yeah, Kathy and Jonathan, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department led the search and rescue operation earlier today in Moreno Valley. They were not able to locate Emmanuel Haro, and at this point, they do not believe he is alive, and they say their search and their investigation will continue until they find the baby's remains.
Search and rescue teams spent hours combing through rugged terrain along the 60 westbound freeway near Gilman Springs Road in Moreno Valley Sunday afternoon, looking for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The baby's father, Jake Haro, was also at the location with detectives.
In my experience, when somebody is being let out and being escorted to a particular area to look for a body who has been unaccounted for, and they believe is a victim of a murder, that tells...
Oh, Barbara, that's okay. Barbara, what happened? What did it say? Barbara said, Auntie, this is deep, but I didn't want you to leave your topic. This story makes you want to follow to make sure they are put away for life or even the death penalty for the malice charge. I agree, but this topic here is, to me right now, it's more important than the one I was going to speak of. Seriously. Okay, Benjamin, I'll check that out too. I got so many subscriptions. I gotta weed through them all. But yeah, this topic is more, I don't know, it just seems to be a little bit more hitting home, so to speak, because we've seen so I deal with babies, I deal with children. So this means a lot this means more to me. I hate to have to compare the two. You know what I'm saying? But this is awful, and it's making my stomach turn. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm glad that you brought it up because it needs to be looked at.
Tells me that the person is sharing enough information.
Private investigator Moses Castillo investigated crimes against children during his more than 30-year career with the LAPD.
If it's true that the body was dumped somewhere in the fields, by now with the hot weather and the length of time, the body is decomposing. And
Barry, you said, are you looking at the baby's pictures? I've been looking at all the pictures that they've been showing. This is sick. All that desert, like you said, Barbara, they went all the way to Moreno Valley. They could have thrown him anywhere in the desert. This is sick. Let me get back up here.
So be in very bad condition. But they could still do an autopsy and try to determine the manner and cause of death. If there's some abusive head trauma, they'll be able to see that.
Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, were arrested Friday on suspicion of murder. Officials believe the 7-month-old is dead and his reported kidnapping.
Is there anybody here in the chat maybe that would agree or disagree with me? Every photo that has been released, and again, I'm assuming this was released by the family, this boy, Emmanuel, does not look right. Does not look like he's well cared for. He looks frightened. He's cross-eyed. I know that they said that that was something that he suffered from, but I would be real curious to know what his what his care was. Did he go to a pediatrician for wellness checks? What, if any, did the pediatricians find wrong with him? Did he have any bruising on his body? I mean, for me, this child does not look right in any of them, any picture. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what you think in the live chat.
Did not happen. Emmanuel was first reported missing August 14th. His mother, Rebecca, told investigators she was attacked at the Big Five in Yucaipa and someone took her baby. After deputies confronted her about inconsistencies in the story, both parents stopped cooperating with investigators. According to law enforcement, Jake was convicted in 2021 for cruelty to a child and in 2024 for being a felon in possession of a handgun. Jake's car was also...
For those two charges alone, this scumbag, this piece of human garbage, Jake Haro, should not have seen the light of day.
No.
Shame on the district attorney. Shame on the judge. Shame on the system. Shame on the laws that are on the books in the state of California. Because I got to tell you,
thank you,
this is a disgrace
Cole.
that this piece of human excrement was out amongst populace.
Thank you, Millionaires Cove. You are so giving of your time and effort for this channel. I love it here. You rock, and the best is yet to come. Best topics and channel ever. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. This is very important because one thing is for sure, people nowadays tend to think that, you know, their own personal happiness is the only thing worthwhile, and not even considering the happiness of a child. And when you throw a child away like garbage like that, that says a lot about you as an individual. But this says a lot about our society as well. It's so easy for people to just toss away or, you know, kidnap. I'm not saying that, you know, this is the only thing that could have happened to this child. However, it does look like that's the case. But it's crazy to me how people nowadays are so just lackadaisical for doing foul. Just doing foul stuff.
Civilian population. And look at what the end results. Look at what the fallout is. We have a dead 7 to 9 month old baby. Shame. Shame on you.
So recently seized by law enforcement. Castillo expects law enforcement to be back in the same search area tomorrow to thoroughly scour the area to ensure they didn't miss anything.
Give them
If you're here in Seattle and are looking for a solution to cool your home, then this is hands down the system you need to be looking at. It's a heat
decency of a funeral or arresting.
All right, it gets me angry when I see this. So I got to put us back on because I see somebody in the video here. Brian, who do you got there?
This is Canine Siri.
And
that's her favorite yellow ball that she's trying to get me to throw to her.
Yeah. And I heard a ruckus in the background. That was her jumping on.
Yeah.
Dave, I wanted to go to you as it pertains to the search. We saw on the screen there quite a few personnel, but I just wanted to talk to you about when you go out and you do these kind of searches. What's the general consensus on the way to cover the most ground?
Well, again, as I was saying before, as far as, you put your technology first if you have it available, and then you put as many ground pounders as you possibly can to cover the area as thoroughly as you can. Now, we're only getting tidbits as far as on what we're being shown, and the thing is that when you see the searchers that are 30, 40 feet from each other,
that poor baby.
To me, that's a no-go. You have to tighten your grid pattern up on this. and get a better handle, because you are looking for something that is so small, so minute. And again, if that child was not put in anything, you're looking at 2 feet, and then if you condense that, you could possibly.
LaWanda, motive behind this innocent little one is why? Motive behind this innocent little one is why? Selfishness. Clearly they don't care 2 bits about a baby's life. This baby didn't have no choice in being here. You had a choice in making this baby, and you took away this baby's right to life, a choice that this baby didn't have, but you did. It's not up to you, though, to decide if this baby continues to live. This is what's sad about it. It's almost a God complex that people like this have. It's sad. It's sick.
Have that child wrapped up in something. It's only the size of a foot long, and that's something that, again, with the decomp that's going on in the animal scatter, you got to really, you're looking for the smallest of bones. Hands, feet, legs. It's not like you're looking for a full grown adult. And even then, I would still sit there and tighten the grid on that. But again, we're only being shown this, so I'm not sure why they're like they are right here. But if you've seen ours on McElhaney, I had busfuls coming out while we were in Tennessee. And I think, Brian, didn't we not have between 2 and I think 500 people at that? I know that towards the end of the day we lost a few, but we still had almost 200 people going strong at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon looking for baby Joe.
So and where you see these people here on our search patterns, we were shoulder to shoulder.
100%.
You could reach out and touch the person beside you with your if they were farther than this, they were too far.
They were too far.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of planning and a lot of good team leads and a lot of good searchers such as Brian to pull this off. TBI was vetting them at the high school, and then had another command center set up in the center of the street, and they were sending me busfuls as I got them. Then we were putting them out into the field, and again we had, I wish to God that we did have this kind of terrain, but you would go from a field and then you would go 100 yards back. You would then go into a wood line. So you had quite a bit in front of you that you had to go through. So
again, this isn't indicative of exactly what they did during the whole course of the 10 or 12 hours or however many hours they were out there. There was a lot of personnel there. This is what the news has fed us. But when you see this, it gets you get a little discouraged because, like you guys said, I know I've seen so many grid searches take place and everyone is kind of close together. I want to talk, Dave and Brian, about the indigent wildlife that's out there. I mentioned in the beginning of the show, Moreno Valley 60 freeway at Gilmore Springs Road. I did a search. It's about 26 miles from the residence and 20-something miles from the alleged reported abduction, which we know is bullshit. So it's a 20 some odd mile distance from the residence. And what I did was I looked up the wildlife. They put feeder deer, mountain lions who feed on the deer, bobcats, coyotes, mule deer, wild donkey, turkey vultures, reptiles, birds, raptor-like hawks, rattlesnakes, spiders, tarantulas, red diamond rattlesnakes, South Pacific highly toxic and venomous rattlesnakes, gopher and king snakes. Dave, when I mentioned to you about the turkey vultures, again, if you suffer from PTSD, maybe mute this or pause it and come back. Dave, turkey vultures, in your experience, and I'll go to you, Brian, after that, because you both have experience in this. What are these wildlife, this turkey vulture birds, the size, and what is it capable of?
All right, y'all, trigger warning. They're about to describe what these turkey vultures do. Now, if y'all want me to continue, put a 1 in the chat and I'll continue. If you want me to end it here because you don't want to hear this, apparently this is a trigger warning. I don't know if y'all want to even hear what these things do to their prey. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to continue with this. Okay. Okay, I got 3 so far. I got 41 people in this chat right now. I'm not sure how many likes I have. If you forgot to hit the like button on the way in, please do so before you leave. For now, I'm going to go ahead, and if you don't want me to continue, put a 2 in. So far, I've got 4 1s. 5. All right, Renee. Renee says, I'm 68 years young. I can take it. You know, a lot of folk can't take hearing stuff like that. So I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, Devonna. All right, let me go ahead and continue. Catherine. How you doing, Catherine?
You know, as you know that turkey vultures, there's hell, you'll see 30 of them above something that's dead, about the size of a rabbit. So a human, from what has been studied through everything, is that a turkey vultures alone can actually strip flesh off to the bone in less than 8 to 10 hours. So that in itself is enough on a child to just take that down to absolutely nothing.
Great millionaires code.
You know, your snakes, your things like that, they're not gonna do anything with the human, the body itself. It's gonna be the coyotes, the bears, the
mountain lions.
Again, they're gonna be drag and go. It's a quick meal. I mean, it would be nothing for one coyote to sit there and drag that back to a den
that's awful.
You know, again, this child may never be found. I just I hate to sit there and even think that. It's just it's appalling to me. I thought about saying something before, and then I didn't want to I don't want controversy of just how I feel. But I know that I would have some haters, and I know that people would probably
Catherine
would agree with me.
I hope you're wrong, but I know that I felt the same thing. That, oh my God, due to the time and due to the size of this child, being out in those, you know, the heat is just tremendous. I mean, people on the scene at the house talk about how hot it is, and all of the above, all the conditions, the indigent wildlife, the amount of time, and this poor baby. Again, you may never ever find anything, because you told me, Dave, before we went live, that turkey vultures eat everything. They consume everything.
And as a wild hog, a hog will eat everything, I believe, except teeth.
Brian, do I have permission to show that picture you sent to me just now?
Sure.
All right. It won't show any of your personal information. This is the grid search for Joe Clyde Daniels, right? Joe Clyde Daniels. I'm going to put myself full screen so everybody could see it. This is how they searched. It looks like there's a ton of people here, but I don't know if you guys can see that. It goes all the way down.
Yeah.
Let me know in the chat if you could see that well. And that line probably goes all the way down. You guys said there's like 500 to 600 searchers.
Oh.
But this is for the search for Joe Clyde Daniels in April or May of 2018, I believe, or maybe later. Thank you for sharing that. Brian, your thoughts on the indigenous wildlife. And do you carry, when you're out in a place like what we're showing here, do you carry the snake venom, anti-venom for your dogs and yourself?
Mountain lions and coyotes.
No, that's
too.
because most of the time those antivenom need to be refrigerated. So once it gets out of the refrigerator, it has a very, very short shelf life. What we try to do is we want to make sure that anytime we go out and do a search that we're taking our dogs out to, we want to know where the nearest vet is and if they're going to be open. And we want to make sure that vet has anti-venom on the shelf in the fridge ready to go.
Right, right.
And then, we want to make sure that we know what's the fastest route from where we are to where that vet is. We just did a search 2 weekends ago for a lady, a senior citizen here with dementia. And the very first, once the emergency managers called us and said they want us to come out, the first thing I did was get on Google and find all the vets in the area and call them until I found one that was A, nearby, that was B, going to be open, and C, had antivenom in the fridge ready to go.
We're going to have you try co-producer.
Is this the new thing you guys are working on?
You can search for anything.
Do some of the rescue searchers, ground searchers, or the paramedics and the medics, because the medics come to these big searches. I know that for a fact. So maybe some of the medics have coolers or devices where they can put this in and have it on scene, because the amount of personnel that I saw at this search on Sunday was tremendous. So I think in this setting, they could have an ambulance standing by running with a cooler in the back to have this on hand. Because what if 5 or 6 people get bit by one of these copperheads, or I don't think that they were copperheads, the red diamond, but they said the South Pacific, red diamond, South Pacific rattlesnakes have the highly toxic venom that can kill a human. So I think that I hope that they had it on hand there, and I hope in some of these searches that they would have.
We actually had one down in Alabama last weekend, and we were asking the same thing because they have timber rattlers down there.
Right.
And with the EMA, we made sure that so actually they had a helo standing by, an ambulance standing by to get us to the helo, just in case. And then they already knew which hospital that they would have taken if somebody did get bit. So there's contingency plans, especially when you go into different parts of the United States, as Brian was saying, is that you couldn't carry enough and so many different kinds of antivenom, because there's so many different snakes and there's so many different antivenoms for those snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be, it's got to be that specific area.
And especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere, if you don't have this, it's a matter of life and death. Because if somebody if somebody gets bit and there's nothing around, and it's the nearest hospital is so far away, or the nearest veterinarian's far away, you could be looking at a tragedy there. I want to listen to this, and I got one more thing to play because it's getting close to that 1 hour mark. So if you guys could hang out with me for another 15 minutes, we would like to take some questions from the live chat. Brian, Dave, would you mind taking some questions from the live chat in about?
No, not at all. And
right.
Just to expound on what we were talking about as far as, pre-planning, one of the things we do is we require everybody on the team to take a wilderness first aid class. That's just something that's required. And it's not to save the victim, it's to save the person searching beside you. And in a situation like a snake bite, everybody knows that we're going to apply a tourniquet. We're going to write the time the tourniquet was applied above the snake bite. we're going to seal off that limb, and then we're going to get that person to emergency care.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. A lot of people didn't know that, but that's great to know. Thank you for sharing that, Brian. Here we go with this last report, and I got one more after this I want to play for you guys.
Joining us live with the latest on the search, Mario.
Bob, Jen, and the question remains this morning, where is 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro? Well, following his arrest, both parents arrested late last week, that search intensifying here over the weekend into the hills of Moreno Valley, where the father was seen with detectives. Take a look here, the latest search efforts, cameras capturing the boy's father, Jake Haro, in an orange jumpsuit, cuffed alongside San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies and cadaver dogs near brush just off the 60 freeway.
I want to tell you, too, as a retired NYPD detective, these detectives from the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office and the Riverside County Sheriff's Office are not happy that he took them out there and they didn't find anything. Now, they're not going to be treating him bad or anything like that, but they're definitely not happy. And they said in a statement that they will continue to search until they find his remains. Now, will they be able to do that? It's that, that we don't know. But at the end of the day, the odds of them finding this baby are not good. I'm just being honest with you. Not that it's a wild goose chase, not that he, maybe he did in fact dump his child here along this area and it went down. I mean, this is just speculation here. He could have taken him in a garbage bag or anything that he discarded and put him in and threw him like right over down this ravine here. This is a very steep, if you look at the news reports, you'll see this is very steep. And if he was there for days, again, wildlife could have grabbed him, dragged him, took him up into way into the mountains. And I mean, I hate to say it, fully consumed or scattered his remains to places where it could possibly never be found. Because at that point, it would just be a guessing game. But, there's a chance that this monster took them out there just to put them on a wild goose chase. Yes, I see people saying that in the chat. That's a possibility as well. We don't know. We don't know all the true facts. We don't know if Emmanuel is 7 or 9 months. I see that in the chat. We don't know if they found, in fact, blood inside the home or blood out at this location because they're not telling us anything. There's no press conferences. There's no updates. They are keeping this stuff close, and they are doing it for a reason. I'm going to ask that question with Brian and Dave about the lie, because it's alleged that they went out to a Home Depot type store and purchased a bunch of different items. None of it's been confirmed with police because the police are not talking about it. This is all just stuff that's out there on Facebook and Instagram and Snap, TikTok. So I'm going to ask them about lie and if that would help to throw the dogs off the scent. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Gilman Springs Road on Sunday, a remote field here in Moreno Valley, about 10 miles south of where baby Emmanuel was initially reported missing in Yucaipa. Officials confirming the search ended without finding the infant's body. Baby Emmanuel first reported missing the evening of August 14th when his mother, Rebecca Haro, initially claimed she was attacked outside a Big Five store in Yucaipa and that her child was taken. But detectives now believe no kidnapping ever happened. Both parents were arrested Friday at their home in Cabazon on suspicion of murder. Meanwhile, we've been seeing visuals continue to be held for baby Emmanuel, with the community demanding answers.
And just affects me because babies at home as well. So, it's very close to home.
That woman just showed more emotion
than the mother.
Rebecca, than Jake, than Rebecca's mom,
Jesus.
than anybody from this family that we've seen on TV. This girl, who was a community member, just showed more emotion than anybody that we saw interviewed, including the monster mom, the monster father, the monster grandmother. This complete stranger was more upset than these pieces of human garbage.
It's very close to home.
If these people don't want to come forward to doing the right thing, well, let God do his will.
That's right. That's the first thing I noticed about her. She showed more emotion.
While the mother
than
reported her son was
family.
believed to have been kidnapped, sheriff's authorities unfortunately say they believe the child is dead. Officials conducting extensive searches in the areas of Yucaipa and Cabazon, where several search.
So I'm going to bring you guys back on. Brian, Dave, if they threw lye on this poor baby's body and discarded him, would that help to throw off or speed up the decomposition? Or more importantly, throw off dogs from finding the scent of human remains and decomp, right?
I don't think lye is going to affect the dogs at all. Again, we train our dogs on all stages of human decomposition, from fresh, that barely has any odor, all the way to the point where it's an aged bone. There's no more tissue, and we still get a trained final response on the bone. So all the lye does is speed up the process of decomposition, but it doesn't take away the odors. So all the odor that the dogs are smelling are volatile organic compounds, VOCs. And that's what the dogs are looking for. They're looking for the specific VOCs that are related to human decomposition.
There you go. Yes, there is no death penalty in California. I see that in the comments. People are asking. California, the state of California, and district attorney and judges and whoever handled this case has got a lot of explaining to do, and it's got to be it's got to have a lot of people in those areas where this directly affects really angry. The state of California has 48 hours.
Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you think that this baby is ever going to be turned up. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that they're ever going to find the body of this baby. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that they'll find some remains. I think that these parents knew exactly what they were doing. Catherine, you think that they'll find some remains? I'm not sure what 3 means, Fonda. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that they're going to find the baby. I'm sorry. Put a 1 in the chat if they will never find this baby. Put a 2 if you think that they'll find the remains. I'm not sure what 3 means. I'm seeing a couple of 3s. I don't think they're going to find this baby at all. I'm with you, Barbara. I don't think they're going to find anything. Because based on what they're describing about the wildlife in this area, I don't even want to say it. It sounds so awful. The most they'll probably ever find is bone. But those parents knew exactly what they were doing when they put that baby where they did. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. A 1 in the chat if you feel he will never be found. Number 2, if they find just the remains. In other words, the bone, and 3 if nothing. Just they'll never find anything. I'll do it like that. 1 if they never find him at all. 2 if they find some of his remains. 3 if they, you know what I mean. They're not gonna. I don't believe they're gonna find this baby. And if they do, it won't be much to identify him. It's been too long. Unless they buried him. And judging from the looks of them, they don't look all that. They don't care. They don't seem to care as they wouldn't put forth the effort to dig a hole. I might be wrong. But you do that to a baby like that and show no remorse. They're just like, I hope somebody brings my baby home. They're not even acting like they care. And then he's beating the hell out of her. Clearly. Got that shiner up under her eye. I think the wildlife is going to look at that child, or has looked at that baby, as lunch. Yeah, and the lie. Not the fib, but the LYE lie. Yeah, if the baby never went to the doctor or anything, there's no real DNA that they can refer back to. No doctor records, no nothing. That baby I believe that baby has been consumed. I hate to put it like that, but I believe that baby has been consumed. Judging from what they said about the wildlife in that area, the different, not just one wildlife, the ones in the sky, the ones on the ground, they jockeying for food. They jockey for food. They will fight each other for food. So they've already had a funeral and everything. Wow. So Barbara, you said both eyes. This is interesting. Both eyes. They said she had the blackened eyes on the 5th at the funeral. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. Didn't they say the baby was kidnapped? So what was the purpose of the funeral? Or did I miss something in the translation? Yeah, landfill. Mm-hmm. My goodness. But that's telling right there. They had a funeral. But the parents said that exactly, Fonda. Didn't the parents say that the baby was kidnapped? So what are you having a funeral for? I've seen many people with loved ones missing, and they refuse to have a funeral until they see for their own eyes, hear with their own ears, that their loved one has been recovered. It was a criminal nephew that died from overdose. Funeral. Oh, okay. I thought this was a funeral for the baby. So I'm sorry, I misinterpreted what you meant. Good grief. So it was a criminal nephew that died from overdose funeral. She could have been dumping his clothes in the dumpster, though. The funeral wasn't for Emmanuel. The funeral was for a cousin. Okay, I'm glad y'all clarified that because I was like, okay, now you just told on yourself. Okay. In other words, another person in the family. But she had black eyes then. Wow. She really don't care if she's seen with black eyes in public. Is she trying to get him caught too? Is she trying to get, him out of the way so she can say, oh, well, he beat me so much and I didn't have anything to do with it, but he made me be quiet. See, that could be a joke too. That could be a joke right there. She throwing him under the bus to a certain degree because she going out in public with black eyes. Okay. All right. Thanks, Don. I had to have that clarified because I'm like, what funeral? I thought he was kidnapped. That's what y'all said. Let me go ahead. I'm going to sit here and pick this.
To bring charges on Rebecca and Jake. And tomorrow there will be a hearing in Riverside County Court, I believe. But the filing of the charges can be extended by a judge. He can grant an extension for good cause if it is a severe or extreme charge. And the charge that they have written out is murder. They haven't yet officially filed them. So they were arrested on Friday. Friday kind of is like towards the end of the day, so that's not going to count. The weekends don't count because court is not open. So they have Monday, Tuesday, that's the 48 hours. And if they had an extension by a judge, then they can have a little additional time to do their investigation. But let's take a listen. This is an attorney talking about California and what they have to do tomorrow. We're going to see this tomorrow.
Case. The fact charges have not yet been filed could be a result of the fact that the authorities aren't sure which county is the proper place to file, or it could be that they're still working up the case.
Yeah, the double counties, folks, is they could be still trying to determine where Emmanuel, little baby Emmanuel, was murdered. Was he murdered in San Bernardino County, or was he murdered in Riverside County? So that is something that could be why we see two district attorneys' offices working on this case, and a lot of behind the scenes investigation. Things happen as we speak, so things are happening. But Don Cato says, okay, not officially filed. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing official charges filed. That's going to be happening tomorrow. We will report, Ed Wallace and myself will report on that after the fact. We won't be doing it live, but we will be talking about the charges tomorrow.
They have suspicions, but do they have enough evidence? Or it could be that they're still working up the case. They have suspicions, but do they have enough evidence to really support criminal charges?
So that's what I wanted to play. Let's go to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag Dave, hashtag Brian, hashtag DutyRon. Please give us your questions as it pertains to the search for baby Emmanuel. Dave and Brian, I want to just start off by saying thank you for taking an hour of your time on a Monday night. I really only asked you guys today to do this with me. So I want to thank you so much for educating our audience and taking the time out. You guys are great. So thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Always. Always.
I'm trying to look to see if there's any questions in the chat. I don't see any questions, but I know sometimes it's delayed. So let's take a look and see if there's anything in the chat. I want to go over to the super chats and say thank you to everybody. Jody, thank you for the 20 super sticker. Perfectly Imperfect, thank you for becoming a new member.
Hi, Cora. How you doing? LaWanda, can you do me a favor, sweetheart? I think you might be behind in the chat. Can you refresh your screen? Hit that little refresh button. It's a circular arrow, and that'll bring you up to speed where everybody else is at, because it looks like, according to your responses, you're further back than where we are in the live. Yeah, LaWanda said, what if this baby was mauled by wildlife? That's what I'm thinking it was. I really do. Because so much time has passed. This is really a sad situation, though. This is really a sad, sad situation. And the sad part about it is that the parents of all people are the least concerned. God don't like ugly, ain't too fond of pretty. And she definitely ain't pretty now with them shiners. I think that was the end of the video. He's just taking commentary with this panel right now. So did you guys want to watch the panel as well? Or you want to just move from here? I'll go ahead and play it until you guys tell me otherwise.
Maxicina, thank you for becoming a member. Jody, thank you for becoming a member. Chaos Divers, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Cheryl, thank you for being a member for 25 months. She says, justice for Emmanuel. Absolutely. Bring him home. Let's hope and pray for the best possible scenario. Emily, thank you for gifting a membership.
Okay, Don.
And Heather, thank you for the 2. We in the News is at a medical examiner's office. I'm not sure.
Let me see if I
I'm
can
trying to
find
make sense of that.
the interview. Haro baby parents interview. Okay. Is it this one here? This one here? Oh, okay, Barbara. No. This one says, interviews with Emmanuel Haro's parents. Disgusting attorney. Okay. This is missing California baby. Parents of Emmanuel Haro arrested. Latest updates. Horrific new evidence. Analyzing the parents. Oh my goodness, look at this baby. Oh, missing baby sister was practically killed. Wow, this is another child. This one here, parents desperate to find kidnapped baby in San Bernardino. Is this it? He's in a brown shirt. Oh, she's in a brown shirt. Okay, I think I got it. I'm going to go ahead and play this. Without this corny ad.
Sarah Welch has the latest developments from Ukaipa.
Sharon, Micah, that is one of the big questions. There doesn't appear to be any security video pointing at the parking spot where the mom was at. And tonight, investigators tell us they have no suspect or vehicle description, but they continue to review security footage. Meantime, the parents are begging for their baby's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
A desperate plea from the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel, now missing for more than 24 hours.
He was wearing a black onesie with a Nike swoosh on him.
That's what Rebecca Haro says her baby was last wearing when she says someone snatched him out of her pickup in this parking lot in front of Big Five off Yucaipa Boulevard in Yucaipa.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since.
Haro says the bruise below her eye is from someone punching her out as she began to change her son in the back seat of her pickup.
I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel.
She says she looked around her vehicle and then ran into the store searching for her son and called 911. The assault happened so fast, Haro says she wasn't able to give investigators a description of who hit her.
Everybody came, the dogs, helicopters.
The couple live in Cabazon, but say they were in Yucaipa because their older son had football practice at a nearby park. And Haro says she drove to Big Five Thursday night to buy him a mouth guard. Mary Housen is Emmanuel's grandmother.
They're not going to hurt that baby. That couple were just home buddies.
She says investigators have questioned the couple twice.
She can't handle it anymore without her baby since yesterday afternoon. If you have my grandson, please give it to his mom. She's going crazy. Please have mercy on her.
Many have asked why no Amber Alert in this case.
You notice how she referred to that baby as it? Did y'all see that, what that grandmother said? She referred, oh, hold it. Let me back up a little bit. Listen to what this heifer said about that baby. This is crazy.
Questioned the couple twice.
She can't handle it anymore. She's been without her baby since yesterday afternoon. If you have my grandson, please give it to his mom. She's going crazy. Please have mercy on her.
Please give it to his mom. If you have my grandson, please give it. Please give it to his mom. That's crazy. I would never refer to my grandchildren as its. I don't care how limited her English might be. She can say it good enough to say, give him to his mom. Give it. If you have my grandson, please give it to his mom. The hell? You mangy.
Many have asked why no Amber Alert in this case. The Sheriff's Department says because they have no suspect or vehicle description, it does not meet the criteria for an Amber Alert. If you have any information about this case, you're urged to contact law enforcement. In Yucaipa, Sarah Welch, KTLA 5 News.
Ain't that a blip? That is a blip and a half. Please give it to his mom. There's a full interview where you can see a close-up of her story of what happened. It's all bogus. I'm going to have to look for that. It's going to take me a while to find that. That's a shame. This whole story is a shame. But I'm definitely going to look into it tonight. I'm going to need to take a nap after this live, though, because this took a lot out of me to just watch this. This broke my heart. That's Rebecca's mom. Now, the dad's mom lives with them, and she said she has never seen baby Emmanuel. Why? How come you've never seen this baby until now, when he's not around to be seen? I believe that, Kendra. Yeah. This is, oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is nuts. I'm gonna try one more time and see if I can plug in full interview. Haro, baby. Parents interview. Let me put full interview. The search for baby Emmanuel Haro investigates. This is nuts. Blood on the carpet. Wow. This one. Okay, well, this is the one that we just seen. Okay, Dawn, why don't you do that? If you can find it for me, or if you just happen to see it as I'm scrolling, if you see it. Police in San Bernardino County are investigating the disappearance of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro after his mother. Okay, this one looks like she's in a brown. How many minutes is this? Mom cries on TV about missing baby as police call her story. This one is analyzing her parents. Charges filed. Emmanuel Haro mother first interview since arrest. This is where they appear in court. Was the interview done before or after the arrest? Because I'm seeing a lot of videos on people commenting on the video of their interview. Mom doubles down. Oh my goodness. Well, was before the arrest. Okay. Parents of missing baby harassed, receiving death threats. Wow. Where is baby Emmanuel? Why did his mom stop cooperating? This is sick. Okay, I can't. This is pissing me off right now. Police find inconsistencies after mom claims baby was kidnapped. Wow. This was a great live, Auntie. Have a blessed night and a better tomorrow. Everyone, my phone only has 5%, but I'm watching your live to the end on the TV. All right. Thank you, Renee. I'm going to go ahead and end this live now. We're almost at 2.5 hours. So I'm going to try to dig and get some more information on this case, and we'll pick this up. Look at that baby. Oh, my God. He is so pure and special. Poor baby. Wait a minute. What is she saying? Oh, there, she's talking there. Someone took him from me. Someone's praying for her. See? All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end this live for now because I'm definitely pissed. But I'll try to get up as much information as I can. Dawn, if you can find that interview and send it to me, I'd really appreciate it. And we'll pick up where we left off tonight. We'll pick it up tomorrow, okay? This is important. Okay. I love you guys. You have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Okay? Peace, y'all.
Hey, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you blow my mind. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing.